Welcome to IC Tarot. This is a reading for human interactions which you may expect to experience this coming week. Please bear in mind that it's general, so it's not going to resonate with everyone, and also those energies may happen after the next week. It might be further in the future. So we've got two animal cards. Each of them represents one person. So we have the snake and we have the dragonfly, and the tarot cards represent the situation in which the interaction might happen. So we have the Page of Swords reversed, we've got the Eight of Swords reversed, and we have the Three of Pentacles. So the snake card, this card represents a person who is really trendy, the person who really likes making changes in their image. They like buying new clothes, they like almost like shocking people sometimes with the changes they make to the way they look like. So it may be you, or it might be a person you will be interacting with. And again, it might be at work, it might be at home, it might be in the shop, it might be anywhere really. So use your intuition to see where this might happen. And we have the dragonfly as the representative of another person, and the dragonflies are the animals or insects that remained untouched by the evolution. So the way they were millions of years ago, they are pretty much the same nowadays. So this card represents a person who doesn't really care about fashion. This is a person who buys quite universal clothes. So if they buy, let's say, a t-shirt today or some trousers today, they may as well put them on in 10 years time, and nobody's going to notice that this is not a fashionable thing, because this is a very casual garment, and this is piece of garment, and this is something that you can wear anytime, and it's just a comfortable thing. So I'm more of the dragonfly person, to be honest with you. I prefer feeling comfortable and not fashionable, but everybody's got their own likings, yeah. But the interaction we are looking at in here is the snake who has just experienced a transformation, and the dragonfly who is not going to approve of that. However, the tarot cards are showing us that there is a deeper meaning to that, because basically what I can see is that the dragonfly is going to give a negative comment towards the snake regarding that change in image. But I have a feeling that this is only an excuse to kind of to harm snake. Maybe not harm seriously, but just to give them some bad vibes, just to annoy that snake a little bit. But the reasons for that might be a lot deeper. It looks like, for example, because we have the Three of Coins in here, it might be a work situation, so it might be your work colleague. If you are the snake, then your work colleague might give you a bad opinion about your change. So if that happens, you need to read between the lines, because this change you have just made to the way you look like, it's only giving them an excuse to give you a bad comment. However, I have a feeling that they might be either jealous or envious for some reason. And in fact, they are really unhappy, and they don't really fancy your presence around them. So this change in your image is only giving them an excuse to try and annoy you a little bit, yeah? So as I said, you need to read between the lines, and maybe there's a deeper issue that needs addressing with that person. But basically, this reading is just showing that you need to bear in mind that if you are, for example, changing your hairdo, or if you buy some new clothes, that basically once you enter the room, everybody's going to notice that change. So whatever that means to you, but everybody's going to notice that. So you need to bear in mind that you might receive some negative comments. However, if you do, it will not really resonate. It will not relate to the change itself, but it's just going to give you a signal that that particular person has a problem with you, and the problem is not the way you look like. There is a different problem that may need addressing. And then again, if you are a dragonfly, and if there is a person in your life who you don't really fancy, who annoys you a little bit, you may notice that they have changed something in their image, and you may feel tempted to give them a negative comment, to basically to annoy them, yeah, because there are other reasons you don't really like that person, and this is just giving you an excuse to kind of stab them, metaphorically. I hope that makes sense. So again, you have to think about it, whether it makes sense to do that at all, because obviously it's not going to the comment is not going to be the last word, because the consequences will follow, because the snake is not going to leave it like that. Maybe you will not see the consequences immediately, but that snake is going to remember that comment, so at some point in the future they might return that to you. So just think, if you are the dragonfly, just think about it, if it's really worth it. Is it really worth to give that bad comment? Because obviously, are you happy to face that karma? Are you happy to face the consequences of that? Are you happy to start the war, or are you happy to start the battle with that snake? Is it worth you wasting your time and your energy on a person like that, or on an argument of this sort? Because if you have a problem with that snake that's not really related to their image, again, maybe it's worth addressing that problem first, instead of using almost silly excuses to annoy that person or to make them upset. Okay, this would be it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.